morning. Welcome, Colonel, to the
Good morning,
Outlook
ma'am.
Artico podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here, Colonel, today. I know that you have an extremely busy schedule, but we would want our viewers, we would want our travelers to know so much more about your village, about the homestay, and the experiences that people can expect when they visit there. So over to you, Colonel. Can you tell us a little bit about the landscape, about the I've been reading reviews, I've been reading from people online saying it is just amazing, it is just stunning. But we would love to hear from you as well.
So, yeah, ma'am, thank you very much for having me on the platform. And I must compliment Outlook for this initiative. And this is something which I feel very close, from my thought process. I feel very connected and very close to this concept of responsible travel. And
Right.
it was very important for us that we got this award from you. And we thank you for that, ma'am. So, Isoti, ma'am, is my ancestral village.
Right.
This is located in district Pauri Garhwal. Pauri Garhwal is one of the districts of Uttarakhand, and my village is not very deep into the hills. It's about 2.5 to 3 hours drive from Kordwar, which is the main access to my village.
Right.
And the famous place close to my village is Lansdowne, which is about 2 hours
Okay.
from my village, and then Pauri Garhwal, Pauri district headquarters, Pauri. That is about 1.5 hours drive from my village. So in
Okay.
mountains, we talk in terms of time, not in terms of distance. That's why I'm giving you these references. So, ma'am, this is my ancestral village, and I was in army. I was born in the army because I'm an army officer's son. So I've lived my entire life in the army. So I went back searching for my roots to Isot. While my father had, done his initial primary education till class 8 in the village school, and then
Oh.
moved on outside, migrated outside, and he joined the army and all that. But I was born as an army brat, and throughout my life, and I'm ex-NDA, so I joined the army at 17 years
Wow.
of age. As a
Right.
result, I had no exposure or knowledge of my roots. You know, when you reach a time
Yeah.
when also when we were young, traveling to the village was an arduous task. The means were not available, the roads were not good, and we very rarely went to the village because our grandparents also, when they became slightly older, they migrated and they came to stay with us. So
Yeah.
there was a kind of a disconnect. We had always heard कि हाँ हमारा गांव है इसोटी, इस्टवाल, इसोटी के इस्टवाल हैं हम. But then beyond that, nothing. So once I took premature retirement from the army, and I thought, let me go and have a look at my village. Let me understand where I come from. Let me trace my
Yeah.
roots. So I went back to my village and connected with the people there, and the tried to understand what it is all about. And
Yeah.
that's when I realized, ki there is a lot of potential. Uh, because I understood that, say, since I was an army officer, I have traveled a lot, man, especially in these remote areas. So I have seen places like this. But then when I see my own child, and I realize that there was a disconnect between
Yeah.
urban child and the
Hmm.
child which is coming up in the villages.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
also, uh, there was a aspirational mismatch between, again, the child in urban areas and the child in Soti. So the child in Isoti was wanting something which is different from the village. She was aspiring to be in the cities, and the child in cities was, because of the pollution and because of all the clutter and all, they were enjoying the nature.
Yeah.
So I thought, in some way, maybe it's possible to get these two aspirations together and
Yeah.
do something. Also, uh, since Isoti is it used to be basically an agrarian belt, man. A lot of agriculture used to happen at a long time back. But then now what has happened is that people have, like starting from us, my parents migrated. Similarly, a lot of other youth are migrating. So by and large, SOT's got now ladies, kids, and older people.
Mm. Right.
The youth, they are moving to plains for better opportunities. And the kids, the children and the ladies and the old people, they are not able to tend to the fields
Yeah.
because farming is primarily, ma'am, a community
Yeah.
occupation. So the entire community has to get involved and associated for farming to happen. Say, आज मेरे खेत में रुपाई करनी है. रुपाई is basically you are planting the seeds मेरे खेत में. So the entire neighborhood or the community will rally together. They will all go to that. You know,
Yeah.
हमारे यहाँ पोंगड़ा कहते हैं basically field and सब उसमें काम करेंगे. Similarly, जिस दिन काटना होगा तो the entire community will come and do help each other out.
Yeah.
Now, since the older people are there, they are not able to do it. They are not
Yeah.
physically capable anymore.
Yeah.
The ladies, they are caregivers. Although ladies
Hmm.
in mountains are the ones who are they are the
Very.
bulwarks of the society.
Yeah.
But still, they are the caregivers and giving care primarily to the older and the younger people. They don't have too much time left now to
Yeah.
devote towards agriculture. Man. Also, agriculture is a difficult profession, man. It's backbreaking. And
Yeah.
since the menfolk is now working in the plains, they are making some money, and that money they are sending over to the village people, and also there's a lot of subsidies from the government and all. What is happening is basically people have stopped agriculture, and again there is another aspect to it that agriculture in mountains is not competitive, and it can't compete with agriculture that is happening in Punjab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small holdings. Holdings are not together. They are, at different places, scattered, and they are not able to use modern methods. They are not able to use implements like tractors and combined harvesters and all. So the scale of agriculture is different. As a
Yeah.
result, a farmer growing rice in Uttarakhand in the hills cannot compete with a farmer who's growing rice in say Punjab. So he gets left out. So with all these things which I understood, I thought there should be a way somehow to okay, another aspect. What happened is when I reached there, I realized that people are they have a self-esteem crisis.
Oh.
What is
Okay.
happening is that every person in the village is aspiring to go down.
Hmm.
What he or she thinks is कि नीचे ही जो है वो सब कुछ अच्छा है, and a lot of it is got to do with this Facebook and Instagram and all that. अच्छे अच्छे कपड़े पहन के लोग फोटो खींच के डाल देते हैं और लोग सोचते हैं वही नीचे हो रहा है. So people
Yeah.
who are there in the villages, they are thinking कि वैसा ही होता है, ये तो मतलब जैसा दिखा रहे हैं उसमें. As a result, people in the villages started thinking कि they are in some way inferior to people who are in the plains. And so, but then I understand these things, and I thought, how do I somehow convey to the people? Again, I can't educate them, but I just wanted to convey to people that ऐसा नहीं है. Make them
Hmm.
realize
Hmm.
is the thing which I wanted. So, 2017, 2018 is when I retired. 2018 is when I retired, and I went back and uh, started going regularly to my village, and then uh, I met some people. We have a travel company. I when I left along with my buddy from NDA, who's an Air Force officer, we decided we'll have a. We are fond of traveling. We're fond of
Yeah.
adventure, so we decided we'll have a travel company. So we started a travel company, and that is when I got exposed to things and I met people and I understood that there is this concept of responsible travel. And then I
Yeah.
realized that there is an opportunity which exists wherein we can exploit the opportunity and produce a product which will be appealing to people and
Absolutely.
which will be something which is, you know, tending or something which is inclined or something which is on lines of the responsible travel philosophy. So then that's when I thought कि कुछ तो करेंगे. And now, the other thing, man, do anything you require money. money is something which was at premium in Isoti, because as I said, people are not very rich. They're not very well to do. They are like
Yeah.
poor people or with limited means, modest means. So they can't invest in something wherein you have a touristy kind of a thing. So the idea was to basically start as is where is with minimal investment,
Right.
and so that lots of people can join and have it as a community initiative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after leaving, we started a non-profit called Daglia Foundation. Daglia means a friend in Uttarakhand. It's a local lingo में दगड़िया का माने होता है दोस्त, let's say, or together, like you and I, we are right now together. So हम दगड़िया,
Okay.
उसके नाम. So it's a
Lovely.
like wide term. दोस्त को भी दगड़िया कहते हैं. साथ कहीं जा रहे हैं तो दगड़िया जा रहे हैं टाइप्स बोलते हैं. So it's a slightly wideish term. So we
But
established this
basically
organization.
together. It means
Yeah,
together.
basically together.
Ah,
So we started this organization called non-profit called Daglia Foundation, and we started doing small little initiatives over there. Idea being to somehow generate revenue opportunities for the ladies, and because you see, we realized that if we are able to supplement the income of locals by say 6 to 8 thousand rupees per month, it would make a huge difference in their
yeah.
lifestyle and everything. And
And
if that
even the
money is going to the
self-esteem, I
lady,
think.
and
Yeah.
if that money is going to the lady, ma'am, then
Yeah.
that money gets pumped into the family.
Ah,
A lady being a nurturer by nature, she will go and buy things like बच्चों के लिए कुछ खरीद लिया, किताबें ले ली, यूनिफॉर्म में इन्वेस्ट हो गया बच्चों के, और उनका न्यूट्रिशन जो है that improves, the medicines का quality better हो गया. So this was the idea, and so we started this organization basically to help the ladies. And also we thought ki if we can stop the migration which is happening towards the
yeah.
plains, so we thought we'll catch the youth also and try and incorporate them in with us. So through the Dagdia Foundation, we started this initiative at Village Isoti, and therein I started with my own family. I convinced my chachaji over there to lend me one room. तो ही सेड मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. मैंने कहा आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, बस आप मुझे एक कमरा दे दो, जैसा है वैसे ही दे दो. So he said fine,
Yeah,
no problem.
absolutely.
Since my cousins and all had migrated, so कमरे खाली पड़े हुए था, तो वो कमरा हमें दे दिया गया. So we did basic thing, just लिपाई उपाई है. And incidentally, that house and that room is, as far as I know, मतलब it is 7 to 8 generations old. That is what it is. So some
Wow.
of people actually say कि वो 4-5 साल पुराना है कमरा, या घर वो चार पांच
Wow.
साल पुराना है. It's an earth वाला wood, मतलब earthen kind of a thingy. So
Right.
so that particular thing we thought कि इसी को अब थोड़ा सा वो करके मतलब ठीक ठाक करते हैं. So
Right.
उसमें वो स्टोर रूम टाइप था. So we took out the stuff and we did some लिपाई लोकल जैसा होता है. And whatever was surplus lying over there, furniture and other stuff, we used that. Also, we started a kind of a drive wherein we asked people to give us stuff which is surplus with them in the planes. And so from there we got some little bit furniture, we got some
Yeah.
linen. Ma'am, people in the plane or cities, they
Amazing.
discard excellent stuff. मतलब पर्दा चेंज करना है क्योंकि पर्दा मन नहीं कर रहा, मन नहीं कर
Give it to us.
रहा. We give it to us, give it that पर्दा to us, give the bed sheet to us. So we took that and we uh, furnished one room. Now the idea was to uh, make people realize it is possible. But then I was also not convinced it is possible because I am not from the tourism industry. I was a soldier. So
Right.
I had to convince myself that it is possible, and I had to convince people in the village that it is possible. Because
Yeah.
village का
Yeah.
simple सा था, शुद्धि है, यहाँ कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Everything here is useless. So I had to convince myself कि yes, it is possible, and I had to convince the villages कि हाँ ये possible है. So वो ठीक ठाक करके कमरा, पहले तो I invited my friends. So my friends came and they stayed. And again, the idea was that you will get the original local flavor, the way it is, as is, where is I
Yeah.
mentioned. The only things that I'm promising you is hygiene and sanitation,
Lovely.
and fully local experience.
Lovely.
Best it is be like the way it is. That is what you're coming
No
here for. That is
frills.
what you,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
That is what is missing in your life. That is the experience you're not getting. If you're going to a vacation and you're staying in a five-star
Yeah.
hotel, वो templated experience जो है आपका दिल्ली वाला वो आपको शिमला में मिल जाएगा या कहीं और भी मिल जाएगा. So here we are giving you something different. So that was the idea. And so initially my friends came, they saw the place, they stayed there. सो वो जैसे होता है जमीन में बैठ के खाना खाते हैं वैसे खाना खिलाया, चूल्हे पे खाना खिलाया. एंड डिफरेंस कुछ नहीं, जो फैमिली रोज खा रही है वही आप
Hmm.
खाएंगे. एक आध
Lovely.
सब्जी एक्स्ट्रा बन गई, एक आध सब्जी एक्स्ट्रा बन गई जो कि हाँ भाई कोई आया हुआ है तो चलो आज, जैसे आप करते हैं आपके घर में कोई मेहमान आए,
Correct.
somebody comes to your
Correct.
house, you cook something extra, one little dish
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
That is what was being done, and that rest everything was local. So interesting experiences. We realized this is. We got some really interesting feedback. For example, I'll tell you, I called my brother-in-law. He came to my village and he was with me. So there is this problem of leopard over there.
Oh,
बाघ
okay.
देखने से. तो leopard वाला problem है, कई बार आता है. Not very
Hmm.
frequent, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
The leopard comes. So my chacha ji told him in the evening कि भाई leopard आता है और रात
Hmm.
में, since the bathroom is not attached, if we have to
Yeah.
go out for the
Right.
nature's call in the night,
Right.
then you have to actually go to the you have to cross the courtyard and go to the
Oh.
bathroom. So my brother-in-law, he told me कि अगर रात में कभी जाना पड़ा तो please just ensure that you come along with me. Apparently, he tried to wake me up in the night, and I was fast asleep because we had gone for some trek
Yeah.
to करके आए थे, and I told him मैं नहीं जा रहा, तू जा. So he didn't go. He didn't go. He stayed in the room the entire night. And next day morning, early morning, he woke me up कि भाई अब तो ना ही रहा जा रहा है. No, I have to go. I told him, "ठीक है." That's one interesting experience. Then उसी के साथ हुआ मैम कि खाना वाना बनाया. So खाने में घी खाएगा? He said हाँ हाँ I'll have घी. तो जो दाल था उसमें जो लोकल घी होता है वो डालते हैं. Now मैम, the term free ranging actually applies to cows over there, because what they
Right.
do is in the morning the entire village takes the cow to the jungle के आसपास and they leave them there. उसके बाद वो
Correct.
क्या खा रही है कोई मतलब नहीं है. उसकी मर्जी है क्या खा रही है. वहाँ कोई प्लास्टिक नहीं है, वहाँ कोई कागज नहीं है, वो जड़ी
Right.
बूटी जो भी खा रही है.
Right.
एंड देन उस गाय का जो दूध होता है वो, उसका जो घी बनता है उसमें बहुत फ्लेवर है.
Hmm.
It's got a very strong flavor, and that flavor is not palatable to everyone. तो वो मिला दिया उसके क्या बोलते हैं उसमें घी. एंड बोला भाई ये तो बिल्कुल तेरा नॉर्मल अच्छा ऑर्गेनिक टाइप घी है, सब कुछ है. तो उस बड़े शौक से ही टुक इट. एंड देन उसके लिए वो दाल खानी मुश्किल हो गई. Because उसमें इतना ज्यादा फ्लेवर हो गया कि इट बिकेम डिफिकल्ट फॉर हिम टू फिनिश दैट दाल.
Oh.
सो इस तरह से थोड़ा सा डाइवर्स हो गया. सो दिस इज हाउ वी गॉट सम इंटरेस्टिंग फीडबैक एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड implementing those feedback, and
Wow. Nice.
uh, we were able to establish a model wherein the idea now is that person comes, stays with us, and we give them authentic local experience. They live with the family as a family member, and
Lovely.
there's nothing special which is done beyond just making extra effort to make some one odd extra item and engaging with the guest, in the sense ki in the evenings, like everybody sits down next to the in the courtyard. There they'll chat up the guests. They'll have a chat with the guests, tell them local anecdotes, tell them about stories, tell them about the culture, and
Yeah.
generally give them that brief about that place and make them understand about the experiences. So that's how it started, and uh, one or two families more. So when we had one or two guests come in, we posted this on Instagram, and there from there not Instagram, sorry, Airbnb. We hosted the
Okay.
village on Airbnb. From Airbnb we started getting a very fine trickle of people, and then also using our travel company we started pushing Soti to people, and then encouraging people to come to Soti, keeping the rates, you know, reliable, basically not reliable, or should I say modest. We did not have a very
Right.
high ticket size. So people came, they saw, they appreciated it, they liked it, and you have seen the reviews. You can check out the
Yeah.
reviews on Airbnb also. So yeah, we started liking it, and we started doing it. But then we've got other families also involved. Other people have also started doing a little bit. And yes, so modest beginnings, and the way it is going right now, it's quite fine. And yeah, so what actually happened is that there's a cousin of mine who's got a travel agency in planes. So he saw that there is something which is happening over there, and he came back and he established a rest house sort of a thing there. He built a bungalow
Okay.
at a good location, and he started offering B&Bs. So
Okay.
actually started selling it commercially to people, and people started coming and visiting the village on a commercial basis in groups. Of so he has he made, I think, 4 or 5 rooms, and
Okay.
started getting people in tempo load from planes to come and see the village, visit the village, and then go back. Again, good feedback from there also. So generally things started moving.
Actually, I was seeing this experience. I think it was a guest called Tyler, whose posts I was seeing
Oh,
on
yes, yes.
Instagram on
Very
Isoti.
interesting, man. Very
And I was
interesting.
so impressed that, it's amazing that, people say that they want to volunteer, they want to do off-beat travel. But Isoti is actually offering something that they can do. I saw that he was cutting wood for cooking, and he was walking through the village. And, you had written saying the entire village loved him. Just one person made such a difference. So we're always talking about people making a difference. So, Colonel, I wanted to ask you, what are these experiences that people can be involved in when they come to you?
Yes, ma'am. So when you come, as I said, ma'am, it's local experiences. So you know, you when you come there, you can get involved in things like milking cows.
Right.
Then we have this concept of see, ma'am, we have goats in our village, so people keep herds of goats. So
Yeah.
these goatsmen or the goats head, they go towards the local pastures in the morning, and they come back by afternoon or in the evening. So you can actually go with these people and see how they do it. You can go into
Yeah.
the village ka jo
Lovely.
jungle hai. You can go into that jungle and see what all they do, how they do it, and understand various things about the local flora fauna over there.
Yep.
And the village has an amazing sunset, man. So you
Yeah.
can go and check out the sunset. Then culturally, you can interact with the local people, understand how they live, see their lifestyle. Then you can participate in whatever agricultural activities are happening in the village. Then there are some. There is a place this just above my village. Uh, in the ancient times, there used to be a small post of the Raja of Tiri. It was kind of a
Oh,
signaling post. So there are some remnants of that post which are still
wow.
surviving. The post, the tables जो थे जहाँ से होता था, so उसके remnants are surviving. One can go and have a look at
Wonderful.
that. Then there
Yeah.
is a wonderful trek to or rather hike to a place called Dhaknyali Dhungi. Now Dhaknyali Dhungi is a rock that wobbles. उसका
Moves.
translation
I
हुआ
was seeing that.
Dhaknyali Dhungi.
Yeah.
So you can trek up to that place, and it's like an overhang. So if you go and stand on the edge of the rock, firstly it will wobble, and at the same
Yeah.
time you get to see a beautiful view down. If you go on our
Wow.
Instagram, you'll find me standing there in
Yeah.
some posts. Then there is the top. There is the highest mountain in the Ameli range, which is just like our village is halfway to it. So you can go and scale the top of that mountain. Then there are some interesting temples around, and then there
Yeah.
is one Binsar temple, which is very old. No idea how old it is, but it is quite old, and it's got an interesting
Okay.
folklore about it. And uh, yeah, I guess that. And if you are there during the fruit season, so our village got a lot of Malta and a lot of pomelo, which grows there, man. So you can enjoy that. So yeah, that is these are some of the experiences which you can do. Baki, it's up to your ingenuity, man. What you want to do over there. The it's a canvas
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
blank. You can go and do whatever you want to do.
But Colonel, you so modestly spoken about your journey. I'm sure it's been very challenging. It's not can't be that easy. I'm sure like convincing community members, convincing yourself first of all, must have been challenging. All of it, and running a place in a remote part of India is never easy. Marketing it or talking about it to people. So, what are some of the challenges that you have faced?
Yes, ma'am. So, like you said, the first and the foremost challenge was convincing people and myself. That once I had convinced myself, then establishing a thing, also, inculcating that aspect of guest.
Yeah,
While रिश्तेदार आ रहा है, रिलेटिव आ रहा है, वो भी गेस्ट है या फ्रेंड आ रहा है, वो भी गेस्ट है, you can there's a subtle difference between dealing with a commercial guest and
absolutely.
dealing with a family member or so making people understand that subtlety. Also, uh, the challenge of taking a person to that place.
Yeah,
So, while normal public transport is available, and you have to change one or two of these shared cabs, and you can reach the village from Kodwar. But then this village is not on the main tourism axis. It is
oh,
away from the tourism axis. So, say if somebody is traveling towards Pauri or towards Yoshimet and all, one comes to Kodwar, from Kodwar, Lansdowne to Pauri. For going to our village, you have to divert a little bit.
oh
So,
wow.
since it's not in the main stream, so getting a person to the village is a problem.
Yeah,
Also, ma'am, sustainability issues in the terms of कि एक बार आके चले गया, फिर कैसे होगा? So that is a problem, and that still remains a problem as in marketing that place and also see, ma'am, there is a certain things which people are used to, you know. So when you are going out, a modern city dweller cannot understand the concept कि bathroom कैसे नहीं है
yeah,
attached.
yeah,
But then पहाड़ों में bathroom attached होता ही नहीं है. If you have a traditional house,
yeah,
bathrooms are not supposed to be, बोलते ही हैं बाहर जाना है.
yeah.
The term used to go for saying कि the polite term to say that I want to go to use a loo is like मेरे को बाहर जाना है. So it
Yeah,
is not attached. So this uh, is a lot of actually a challenge wherein people don't understand क्यों नहीं है.
yeah,
But then that's not the way. आपको original experience चाहिए तो ऐसा ही है ना. So that is there. Then uh, sometimes when a guest is coming and season नहीं है तो suppose you want an ingredient तो वो नहीं मिलता है. Basically operational issues हो जाते हैं. So these were some of the challenges which we faced. Then the biggest challenge was COVID. So when COVID happened,
yeah,
we had just started. Just before the COVID we had started, 2018, as I said, we started. And by the time I got the idea and all, it was 2019, and we had just commenced. And in fact, Tyler had just come before the COVID thing.
yeah,
So that happened, and for about 1.5 years, it was like absolutely still, silent. Nothing was happening. We were also not encouraging anyone to go towards the village because
yeah,
you see, medical facilities are easily available in the
yeah,
village.
yeah.
But in villages, that was not the case.
Okay.
And as I said, it was it was old people and children and women. So one didn't want that and vulnerable people. We
Yeah,
didn't want the
absolutely.
people take the infection over there. So that was the reason why we. So then everything went down to zero. Then one had to reboot and restart.
Yeah,
And in this process, however, our Gram Pradhan, Mr. Raju Nistwal, he helped us. He understood the concept, and he was the first convertee, one of the first convertees. In fact, he has hosted people in his house also,
wow.
and that is how things started moving. And yes, ma'am, uh, that's how it is.
So I think the success is because it's such a community initiative. Like you've taken everybody together and you're doing this. It's not just one person.
Yes, ma'am. It's a community initiative, and that is the way we want to retain it, and that is the way we want to leave it. Not make it too commercial, because then the original flavor will be lost.
Absolutely.
And that genuineness of the people and the genuineness of the place, that goes for a toss the moment it
Yeah,
becomes. That is the idea.
absolutely.
And also, ma'am, since it's my village, I don't
Yeah,
want to feel getting ruined. So
yeah,
we actually
of
do
course.
a check on the people who are going there. Like people who are going there, we just have a chat with them, understand that the person is actually understanding what we are doing, and
Yeah.
explain that person. And we said we have this itinerary sort of a thing which we have curated, which we send to that. And in that bold red letters in top on top, we have mentioned ki, if you're looking for a touristy experience, please don't come to Isoti. This
Oh,
is the,
okay.
that is the first line which we always tell people, even on Airbnb. You see that's the first line which is written. Please don't come to us if you're looking for a touristy.
But that's fair enough because you're then setting expectations for you and the guest. You both understand each other. That's amazing. But speaking of guest experiences, Colonel, what has been your favorite moment with a guest or a great anecdote that you like to share with us? I won't take up too much of your time.
Not an issue. I'm enjoying myself. So, ma'am, we took. Uh, I'm forgetting his name. So there was this Chinese American we had taken to our place. I found him somewhere while I was roaming around in the mountains, and he said, "मेरे को गाँव देखना है." So
Yeah.
he was going somewhere to Rishikesh. कहीं पे उसने नाम सुना था कोई जगह कि वहाँ जा रहा हूँ. I told him that's not a village. That's a very curated experience. I'll
Hmm.
show you a village. You come with me. So he said,
Right.
"ठीक है मैं." I forgot about it. About 15, 20 days later, this person gives me a call. I'm coming to your village. Tell me how to reach there. So I was like, hello, okay, let me work it out. So what I did was that, and that was initial days, very very initial days. So what I did was, along with my buddy, we decided we'll go to the village, and we picked this person en route. We told him idhar pahunch ja. After that, we picked him
Yeah.
up and we took him to our village. Now this person, he was in India for quite some time, and he was learning Hindi.
Okay.
He actually was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So he used to speak Hindi, very fluent Hindi. थोड़ा सा accent था उसका. But then that is what really endeared him to the entire village, especially to the ladies and the kids. Big hit with ladies and kids. And in the evenings, all he had to do was place a chair and sit down and talk to them.
So
And
sweet.
then when they would ask him questions, and he would reply, and everybody would just break into peals of laughter, listening to what he was saying. And actually, he used to talk sense and everything. And
Yeah.
but then he used to say it in such an
Must be so
endearing way.
amused. Yeah.
Yeah, people were amused. And also, he also caught on, man. He was a smart guy. He caught on, and he started playing to the gallery, and he started enjoying it. Also, this person only, ma'am. So he was wanting to do things, something in the village. So I said, "चलो आपको मैं सफाई कराते हैं village की."
Hmm.
We took these
Nice.
bags and told him, "चलो, let's go and clean the village." So he went with us and started cleaning. So kids got very interested. ये कर क्या रहे हैं ये? Why is he doing it? He's not, मतलब, whatever it is. So they also joined up. Then we went and cleaned up the school, the primary school, and he really got along with us. So yeah, that was an interesting experience, man.
Wow.
Uh, when Tyler went, I didn't go that time. He went alone. But then Tyler stayed with us for about a week plus, man, and he wanted, actually, he had to rush back because of something. Otherwise, he was wanting to stay longer. But once
Yeah.
he went back, man, to US, his father contacted me
Okay.
and asked me, ki, "Tell me how I can help you. My son has loved your village. Tell me how I can help you." So I told him, "There's nothing you can help me with." But he was insistent, "No, you need to tell me how." So I told him, "Okay, fine. You donate some money to the non-profit, because we want to have some extra classes for kids in the school. So please
Yeah.
donate some money for this thing." So he said, "Okay, how much do you want to pay to the teacher?" I said, "About 5K per month for 1 year if you can give." So he sent 70,000 rupees to our non-profit. And as luck would have had it, this happened just before COVID. So
Oh.
when COVID happened, the schools closed down, and that remote learning thing was happening. So we were able to
Oh wow.
motivate one of the ladies
Oh
who was
wow.
educated in the village to start teaching the kids, and she acted as an intermediary between the teacher
Yeah.
and the students. And local classes were being organized in our Dagaya Foundation office, and we were able to pay the lady through these means. So yeah, these are some of the interesting incidents.
Fabulous. What a story. Lovely. So it's all interconnected. Community participation is something close to all our hearts, and it's so lovely to hear of a model working so beautifully. So I think we would want our viewers to go and also help see how they can make it even more sustainable and work with the community members. I think that would be our aim. I mean, that could be the one of the ways that Outlook helps as well.
So yes, ma'am, this is a great initiative. Outlook responsible travel, and as I said, ma'am, ever since I understood tourism and I started working in the sector, uh, we realized what it is all, and then the greatness of your initiative. But then I feel it should be a little more aggressive in reaching out to people. You guys somehow don't seem to be very aggressive. You have to be aggressive, reach out to people, get people involved, and yeah, this is a good initiative which you've started, that you've actually connected with us, and you're starting this. So when we got the award, our headman, village headman,
Yeah.
and my chachaji, who was the one who started all this, they had traveled for this award, and
Oh wow.
they went and received the award, and then they came back and told people. It was such a great story for them to tell. They'll keep telling their kids, and the entire village community was like very thrilled when this happened.
Wow.
So, and
No,
ma'am,
but we'll keep that in mind.
how it has inspired. See how it has inspired things, ma'am. So once this happened, a lot of
Yeah.
villages in the vicinity started giving me calls.
Oh,
हमें भी करना है, कैसे करें? So as I said, see,
wow.
first thing happened within the village, that this cousin of mine who opened up this B&B, then
Yeah.
villages around started approaching us कि कैसे किया जा सकता है. So we said, you
Yeah.
come study the model, and you like it, you implement it. So there exists a case actually wherein clusters can be formed, and and what is happening now? You must be seeing the news. Uh, Highway to Masuri choked, highway to Nainital choked, highway to
Yeah.
Manali choked.
Yeah. Awful.
Why do you have to go to Manali? It, Isoti is as beautiful, if not more. It's just that
Yeah.
that place has become famous. It's become a tourism destination. Similarly, if you promote other destinations, and if you actually are looking to travel, मतलब offbeat travel आपको करना है तो मनाली जाके क्यों करो? I'm sorry, I have nothing against any
No,
destination.
no, no, no. Of course, no.
Okay?
It makes
I'm trying
sense.
to explain a concept to you, that if you want to do offbeat travel, why do you have to go to say Manali and do offbeat travel? You go
Yeah.
to some other offbeat
Yeah.
destination and then try and see what it is all about.
Absolutely.
Okay? This is what I feel. Uh, and I feel very closely, or I feel that in future, the way things are, maybe this is the way forward to actually be able to sustain all this. Otherwise, the hills are really creaking under the, you know.
But again, the important thing would be to filter out people who genuinely understand the landscape, who respect it also.
Yes,
That is also
that
very
that is
important.
an important thing.
But thank you so much for today. It's
Yes,
been such a happy conversation and very motivating. I want to talk to the team immediately about this. So thank you so much, Colonel, for
thank
doing
you,
this. You've done so much for the village.
thank you very much, ma'am. It was
Thank
great
you.
talking to you.
Thank you. Have a great day.